I've never done this before.
Okay. Yeah.
Want to tell what this is?
Yeah, this is now it's the Iowa Telecom building, but back when I was here, from 1959 till 72, it was the GTE state headquarters, and we had, I don't know, several hundred people working in here, and now it's GTE sold it to Iowa Telecom, and Iowa Telecom moved the headquarters to Newton. So all I've got in here now is some Verizon people that are left here. That's like toll investigation or something, and there's about 40 of them, I think, that still work in the building. And outside of that, it's just another white elephant.
Okay, so you worked here for how long?
I worked here I came to work in 1959 and worked here until 1972.
And that's when you went to Fort Wayne?
Indiana, yeah.
And then Fort Wayne to Marion.
And Fort Wayne to Marion, and Marion to God's country.
Okay.
So this building soon will be on the market, I suppose. Somebody else will be in it.
They'll bulldoze it and put in a come and go.
Or condos, maybe some condos.
Yeah.
When they build it, they've got all that framework over the building, over the windows, you know, the awnings, and one of the guys that was working here, or no, one of the townspeople thought that represented, there was a body behind each one of these windows, maybe. Oh, and I got to tell you this story. This is when they had the computer room. It was right down here somewhere, and they had the computer room. That was when it was a big thing, you know, and they put doors, the doors to it had windows in it, and people could walk down the hall and see all this fantastic equipment in there turning, you know, the reels spinning and all that. So a friend of mine was walking down the hall one day, and the garden club from Malcolm was up here, and all the ladies were looking in there and looking at all the IBM equipment, you know, and one of them says, well, look it in there, that's little Tommy Varnum in there.
Little Tommy Varnum. Okay.
19 8th Avenue, yeah.
I'm just taking a bunch of stills while I got my camera along in case they turn out.
Now, do you?
I remember
Yeah.
being in your
Yeah.
house watching that on TV.
That was in '69, and we lived here from '65 to '72 when we left to go to Fort Wayne.
See,
So, that was here where you saw it?
I
Oh, yeah?
think we were here, and I remember. I think it must have been very late at night and staying up real late, and kids got squirrely and all of that.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that first step on the moon from. My memory anyway is that we did that here. Dad didn't remember that.
I remember we had the camper outside
Uh-huh.
in the driveway, and we put you kids in the camper, and we took over the house. Yeah. You
And
kids-
everybody was happy.
Yeah, right. You kids had the camper, yeah. That garage up there, that's where Ruth saw Jeff out there with some matches one day. It had doors that closed, that you just folded, you know, hinge doors at the time. So she nailed him later. She said, Jeff, did you have some matches out in the garage? And he said, not me. And she said, I saw you. And he said, how could you? The door was closed.
Oops.
Yeah. But this is the house. This was a really nice house. I like this place. Big backyard. All the kids learned to ride their bicycles up and down the sidewalk here.
I remember Dan and Jeff playing out front, and a friend of Jeff's wanted to play with him, and Dan was ticked off about that because we'd traveled here. And I remember Dan saying to him, we came all the way from Iowa to be here. I'm going to play with him today, or something like that. All the way from Iowa.
Rick was here one summer, and this was after the kids had their motorcycles and everything. And I had a riding lawnmower of Jerry's down here. It was a little tiny thing, you know, it moved like 1 mile an hour. So Rick jumped on it, and he was going to mow the lawn, and he came down here beside the driveway, and he got down here to the corner where he had to turn, and he threw his leg out, you know. He's going to balance himself, keep it from upsetting.
I guess it was Las Vegas night
It was Las Vegas night down at the Legion Hall or
at the
something.
Legion
yeah.
Hall, and then we came home and we had all the kids, and they were in this driveway. There was a camper, and the girls were all in that. I don't know where we put the boys. They were, I don't know, in the house somewhere. Anyway, all the adults came home. All their friends came with us, and everybody was hungry. So me and my big mouth, I said, I'll make you Mexican food. And so we proceeded to make beans and rice and eggs with
Salsa? Picante.
Hot tortillas.
Oh.
chili rellenos.
Okay.
And served them. And in those days, that was pretty new food for Grinnell.
Uh-huh.
And this, when we started, like at 10:30.
I was going to
11
say it was the
o'clock
middle
at
of the night, yeah.
That's when we started cooking.
Yeah, real late. We did have fun.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember. I remember being here a lot of different times, but I don't remember any specific events like that. Except, well, there was a New Year's weekend, I think, or it was about that time of the year when we got snowed in and couldn't go home. And
That was in Fort Wayne, maybe? No?
No, that was here. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That wasn't a New Year's. That was that horrible April snowstorm,
Was
I
that what it
think.
was?
It was
Okay.
like April 24th or something like
I
that.
ended up having company
We had
for
a
a lot longer than you had.
Horrible
Oh,
time
tough,
getting
huh?
home, yeah.
Yeah, company's fun.
Yeah.
And Barbara's daughter went and talked to Bob Sutton, getting his advice. There's the parade. Oh yeah, the big parade. Look at that flagpole, that's real neat.
Mm-hmm.
Her roses were over
On the other side, yeah. That's the garage that Grandpa built, though. We'll
Yeah.
just walk on back there. Snakes, the little 4th of July thing.
Oh.
Were they here or were they in Malcolm?
No, they were here.
The grapes were in Malcolm.
No, the grapes were here, right along the side of the. They were right along the side of the garage.
There are grapes in Malcolm, too, though.
Right along the side here. Of the garage. The grapes.
Hi.
Aye.
We're just doing a little history thing.
Discovering our roots.
The porch is beautiful.
Thank you.
But going
Yeah.
back all the houses Dad and Mom were at
Okay.
for our memories.
Yeah, they showed us they put a whole basement under there.
Uh-huh.
They
We
did.
did that last.
Oh yeah, I was going to
They
tell you guys.
Did.
They put a full basement under it.
Same.
How do you do that? You raise the house up?
No, he said they just went in from the front, dug it out from the front.
You're kidding.
That's quite an operations lot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Same guy did that one as he did mine. So.
Oh, you did the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
I just had a little more land for him to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have room to pile much out here.
That's why they were
Uh-huh.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, they had a big old
Dig up around the
ranch
foundation.
right in the front yard there.
Yeah.
Really?
Sure was nice and groovy.
Yeah.
Great. I didn't go down there, but they showed us that. Well, nice talking.
Okay, nice to see you. guys have a good 4th now.
You bet. Thank you. And you go.
Marlene.
Oh, we drove down from California, Frank and the 3 kids and myself, and we got here to Grandma and Grandpa's. We were sitting around the table, and we were all disappointed that Tom wasn't going to be there and his family. And so Marge came in with Don, and we were all together, and we said it'd be great if we could go see those guys. And I said, why don't we? Let's go get in the car and go. And Marge had a bunch of kids with her that were
We'd just taken in from the youth home that didn't have a place to be
for the Christmas. And Marge says, I have to take these kids back. I can't take them out of the stage.
If I didn't settle up, I was going to live there.
And
Juvenile hall.
so, anyway, so we all jumped in the cars. Your mom had a little tiny hatchback.
It was the Barracuda that Dad built that was half 68, half 69 Barracuda. Beth and I laid in the back. In the hatchback.
Yeah.
We laid in the back in the hatchback.
You girls went with Marge, did Don go with you guys, or did he go with the boys?
I think he was with the boys in the station wagon. I don't know.
Yeah.
We
Ford
were in the
station
station wagon,
wagon.
and then we lost. We got
We'll
almost
come
there.
out at Warsaw, Indiana.
We started about 10 o'clock at night.
It was late. I know that.
And so we take out to their house so we can spend Christmas with them. And we get almost there. It's in the morning, daylight, and we lose a wheel on our station wagon. What went wrong?
Wheel bearing froze up. I had the dust cap was missing, and I wasn't smart enough to worry about it, and the wheel bearing got full of dirt in the wintertime, full of sand and dirt, and froze up and tore the wheel hub in two.
Anyway, so there we are out on the middle of this highway with Grandma and Grandpa and these kids and Frank and I. And so we got a hold of Tom. A truck driver called you.
So yeah, I don't know how I got
Yeah,
the
we didn't have
message,
cell phones.
Yeah, we
did
didn't have cell
but- No cell
phones.
phones, right.
And there weren't any stores where we were.
Well, we had a CB radio. I think we got a CB
Oh,
Is that
radio.
it?
We found somebody that made a phone call.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was.
Good. See,
We're
all
only about
remember.
20 miles from your house, I think.
20, 30, something like that, yeah.
Anyway, so they had to come out and tow that car. But we all made it to your house.
Oh yeah, had a great celebration there.
Yeah, had a good
We had a
time.
great time. And if you talk to any of the cousins, they will remember that they had a little bottle of wine that they shared.
We had
Sweet
4
one.
bedrooms upstairs.
Uh-huh.
So the adults went up, each adult couple had a bedroom, and the kids had the main floor.
Oh.
And it was theirs to do whatever they wanted to.
And they had so much fun. My kids talk about it all the time.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember, Kirsten?
Yes, it was great fun.
Hey, I got to
And,
tell you about this place. When Dad bought it, when Mom and Dad bought it, it didn't have a garage there, so we built the garage. And then after we got the garage out, Dad wanted to put a door opener out there, an automatic door opener. And with this door opener, they give you the switch, the little push button you can open it and put it down with. So he put it on the outside, so it'd be real handy for him.
He was so trusting.
Yeah, I don't
Actually, the
imagine it's-
garage door opener, Marlene and I bought it for him. We
Oh,
gave it
did
to him
they?
For Christmas.
Yeah.
We'd see them pull up, and Mom would get out and open the door. So we bought them garage door opener for Christmas. Our Sears and Roebuck.
Dad had his little garden over on the other side of the garage.
We took
Yep, we got a
of that.
picture
Oh,
of
you
that.
got it. Yeah.
Mom's roses are gone and the grapevines
Yeah.
are gone. And the raspberry bushes.
Probably the strawberries.
Oh,
too.
probably. I didn't see any strawberries.
We'll have to go over that.
But they
when we
do
get-
have a garden.
You were talking about that Indiana trip, and I remember looking at some pictures of that a few years back, and there was somebody in there I couldn't tell. It was just a bald head on the top. And I finally figured out who it was. It was me.
We
one-
sure
I
have a
didn't know-
lot of
I
pictures
didn't
at
know
our
what I
house of
looked
that
like
trip.
from up there.
That's when Christy, she dressed up. She was little, about the 3rd grade maybe, something like that. But she dressed up in that long dress of Natalie's, I think, or something like that. And she sat there in a chair in the living room. She had a glass of wine in one hand and a cigarette in the other hand.
No kidding.
Sitting there with her legs crossed, just like she was somebody. I still got that picture at home, I think.
Well, I don't know, but my
When
kids
did
Press
they
on
live
if
here?
we're
From
gonna-
when to when?
Um,
Approximately.
These guys said they bought it like in 91 maybe, 91, something like that.
Okay.
And mid-80s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it must have been.
Oh,
90,
no, no,
'cause
no,
when
because
they
I
moved up
graduated
here.
from high school in '79, and they lived here.
They lived here then?
They lived here before I
Okay.
graduated from high school.
Whenever Dad took the carrier job up here.
So it would have been
No,
mid-'70s probably.
No, they had a house in Malcolm. 2 houses in Malcolm.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but when he got the carrier job
was
out
still
of
carrier.
Oh,
Grinnell.
yeah, when he shifted to Grinnell.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably mid-70s then.
Mid-'70s then.
Mom
Yeah.
loved it
In
because she
90.
could go to the church here, right around the corner.
I think
She could drive herself there.
they moved into the house in Malcolm, and then, like in the 70s.
They moved in the first house whenever he got the job.
Yeah, I know.
He quit farming, and they had
Yeah.
a sale, I don't know when that was.
That was when we still lived down there, and we left there in 64, I think. Yeah, left there in 64. And they were living in Malcolm
When you
we
left.
When we were there, yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they had that house when we brought our trailer back.
The
and
big
put it-
white one or
The big white one. They had that one. We brought our trailer back and parked it on there, so that would have been.
Oh, so it was in 60s.
That was in the 60s, yeah.
Okay, all right.
The house we painted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear
Yeah.
about
No, that
that
was-
story
yeah.
when we get
Yeah,
there.
that was the
another
first one.
story.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
Okay.
I've known in the
Press on
family
to
as
Malcolm.
Yeah, we
troublemaker.
better-
Malcolm.
Back